everyone. Today I'm going to be doing my all over foundation routine. So if you want to see what I do pretty much on an everyday basis and to get this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I did have on makeup and I wiped it all off except for my eye makeup, if you're wondering. And I have gone ahead and I have put on my Origins Vitazine moisturizer that has a slight tint, but not enough to be called a tinted moisturizer or anything like that. So that's the only thing I have on my face right now besides my eyeshadow. So, you know, this is me. I have fairly large pores throughout here, and then I have some here and here. So the primer I use is the POREfessionals, and it's from Benefit. So I'm going to put that on, and I have a mirror that's not trying to give you the finger. Sorry. So I'm have a mirror right here, and so I'm going to put that on. It's kind of a natural color, and so I just put that all over like this, just real small. And it's a Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores, and it's my favorite primer. It's not the only primer I use, but it is my favorite primer, and I really do think that it helps with my pores. So, but I do have large pores. Okay, so that's all rubbed in. Next thing I'm going to do is apply my under eye concealer, and this is the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. So just pat that like that. Pretty, huh? And then I take, you can do it with your finger or a foundation brush. So a lot of times I just take it with a foundation brush and I pat it. And you can pull it down too. So get it all patted in. We're going to blend everything out, so if you don't get it perfect, it's okay. Alright, so there we go with that. Next we're going to do foundation. And right now my routine and my products change kind of a lot. I have some things that are my favorites, but this right now is my product of the moment, and it's the Instant Age Rewind, and it's got that little spongy thing on top. And you can see I've used a ton of it. So I hope this does good for me this winter. You scroll it or twist it until product comes out. Normally in the winter I use Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, and I still have, you know, I'll still use that this winter, but I'm hoping this works good this winter too because I really like it. And this probably looks like I'm putting a ton of product on my face, but it's really not much product. And it does give you a pretty good full coverage. I'm really liking it. And this is supposed to be, I don't know what it says. It's something so it it's supposed to be so it doesn't get like germs. It's that kind of sponge that's a good sponge, clean sponge. I don't know. So I'm using my Sigma Angle Top Kabuki brush. This is my favorite foundation brush, and this is in the F84 by Sigma. I'm just going to buff that in. It's a super soft kabuki brush. Really, really, really like it. I'd never been a fan of foundation brushes until this brush. So I've never found a Sigma brush I didn't like, and I want more for Christmas. So I'm going to put that on my list. Alright. So just kind of rub that all in, buff it in. If you get some lines, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a few little, you know, lines. We'll buff that in too. And I need to clean this brush so it does work better once it's clean. And sometimes I'll take this brush and I'll run it under water and just get a little damp. And that works well too with applying foundation with a damp brush. Same concept as like if you're using a sponge, how you dampen the sponge. You don't use a dry sponge because the product soaks in. So I really like using a damp brush. Alright, so I think that looks pretty smoothed in. And you can see, I mean, I don't have like blemishes or anything, but I've got pores and I've got veins and I've got sunspots, and it really does just kind of smooth everything over. So I really do like, this is not a product I would have ever gone to, but I did see it on YouTube and I really, really like it. Okay, next is concealer. I do my concealer after my foundation, except for the under eye, and I'm going to go back to the under eye too. I have an Essence, a trio that I like, and then this is the Maybelline Fit. So I think I'm going to do the Maybelline Fit, and I just have a sunspot there, and now that I'm not out in the sun as much, it seems to be going in. So just anywhere, I mean, I don't really have a ton to cover, and then I'll also take that back under my eye. And here's a little trick. You can make a triangle. I know this is going to freak some of you out. Make a triangle, and this is an area you want to highlight. Like Kim Kardashian, she's always very bright under her eyes, and she's using a lot of highlight, and she does a lot of contouring also. So I take the same foundation brush, and you do it down the bridge. I'm giving you the finger again. Down the bridge of the nose, and you make a triangle. And just kind of blend that all in. This sunspot is not going to totally be covered, but that's my own fault, I guess. And then I go over the areas again where I said I have the large pores, because it just needs extra attention. Okay, so that's pretty much. Then you can go back over it with your hands if you see anywhere that needs to be just kind of, you know, patted in or anything like that. Alright, next I'm going to use my NYC Smooth, all of my products are pretty much drugstore products. That's really good, except for the Vitazine and the Professionals. Professionals. So this product right here is just a translucent powder, and I'm going to use just a powder brush by e.l.f. This one has started shedding, so that's kind of getting annoying. I might have to upgrade, but for now it does the purpose. And I just kind of, I'm not putting a lot, I mean, okay, yes, translucent, but there's hardly any powder on there. I'm just kind of lightly dusting it. Oh, there's one of the fallout. Okay, so next I do my bronzer and my contouring, and I use the NYC the Sunny, and it is a matte. I've talked about it before. You can tell I like it. In the summer, sometimes I'll use a bronzer that has some shimmer to it, but in the winter, fall, and I use this in the summer too, but in the winter and fall, I like to have just a matte. So here is my big old Arbonne bronzer brush that I talked about in my September favorites, and I just go all over my face. Okay, sorry, I had a phone call, so I didn't do anything else, but just I dust the bronzer all over my face, down my neck, just kind of to blend it in. And this is not a bronzer. I mean, I'm not trying to add a tan. I'm just trying to really even out my my face with my body. So not a ton of product, but do that. And then I take an angled brush from e.l.f. and it is a bronzing brush. I go back in with the same bronzer, and this is where I contour. So tap off the excess. You can do fish face if you need to. I already do have some shadows, so I don't really normally do the fish face, but if you don't see a shadow, then you can do the fish face. The contour I'm doing here is the hollows of your cheek, and that's where a natural shadow forms, and it is a slimming look. And so you just make it even more defined. I also like to do it on my jawbone. It does help to maybe conceal anything you have under there that you don't want. I mean, it's not going to take it away, but it will kind of add emphasis to your jawbone. Make it look like it's more there than it actually is. But I'm not telling that secret, right? Okay, so there's that. And you don't want it so it looks like you have a makeup line. It's just there to contour. So then I'm taking this and I'm just going around the edge of my hairline, down the bridge of my nose, a little on my chin, just to emphasize. And then, sorry, I got a hair. Okay. Then you don't have to do this, but I feel like I have kind of a round nose, and so I like to take a little bit of product on my finger and contour the sides of my nose. And I do this pretty much almost every day, not if I'm just running, you know, errands, but it's something I've started doing. So you just do, and it does make your nose, and I'm going to buff it in a little bit, but it does make your nose have more shape to it instead of just kind of, I feel like I have just a round little nose. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it definitely makes it look more of a defined nose. I just, you know, I feel like I've got like this, it's there and then a little ball on the end, so it kind of makes it have some shape. Now I'm just taking a kabuki brush and I'm just going all over my face, just anything that's kind of out of place, it'll just put it in place. I'm not even really looking. It just kind of does its thing on its own. Oh, I got something red on my neck. I don't know what that is. Okay, next I'm taking a highlighter, and this is from Physicians Formula in Beige Pearl, and I've used a ton of, I just broke it. Oh man. Guess I need a new one. Anyway, so I've used a ton of this. Sometimes I use this craft brush, and I got it just for highlighting, and it's a Princeton Select. It's a paintbrush, but a lot of times I just use my finger. So get some highlight. I'm going to take it down the bridge of my nose, in between where I just contoured. I'm going to put it on, I can't even think what this is called right now. My cheek, not my cheekbone. Yeah, my cheekbone, I guess that's what it is. So highlight that. Put it on your Cupid's bow if you want, right underneath. This is not where I highlight every day, but I do like to take it down the bridge of my nose every day since I do the contouring on the side. Okay, so now we are almost finished, and I'm going to use blush. I'm going to use, it's dirty, NARS. That is my only complaint with NARS, is their packaging. It's so nasty. NARS Orgasm. And I'm using, this is actually a Duo Fiber stippling, foundation stippling brush. Duo Fiber Sigma F50. And I just find that it's perfect for using for blush. And it applies the product, but it doesn't put so much product on. It just kind of gives you a nice, natural look to it. So be sure you always tap your product off, because you don't want excess and then fall out. So it really, if you just put Orgasm on with just a normal powder brush, it can be a rather strong color. But with this stippling Duo Fiber brush, it just gives you a natural look. I mean, you see how much I'm dabbing and how it's not like pink face or anything. It's just a natural, you know, my NARS Orgasm is my all-time holy grail blush. Okay, so that's really, I guess I'll put some lip balm on. And this is in Palladio Tinted Lip Balm in Berry. And so that's really, I guess that's, I've already done my eyes. I guess they could use a little tweaking, but I'm not going to do that now. But so that's just kind of my all over everyday foundation routine. It does change. When it changes again dramatically, I'll do another video, but it's been this pretty much consistent for a while. I do change my foundation rather often, but I'm probably going to repurchase this one. I'm hoping it works good in the winter, because I really do like the coverage. So I hope you're having a great day. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.